Well, hey, folks. I was sticking in my throat. Sorry about that. Welcome on in. It is 7:30 p.m. on the 27th of November of 2021, and we're here for Cast Talks episode 2057. Excuse me. Welcome back in. So this is a show that we do. Well, hello there, Playful. How's it going? This is a show that we do on Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. CST. And what happens here is we talk about good news, inspiring stories throughout the week, and we also look at some animal videos and just hang out for a little while. I actually, well, howdy, Rissy. I have some animal pictures I'll show you guys here in a minute. Hope that you're enjoying yourself so far today. Yeah, I forgot to upload these cute animal pictures. I went to the animal shelter again over the week, and I totally forgot to add the pictures. Oh my gosh. There's a lot to do there this time, and there was a poopy floor as well. Animals just go and poop on the floor. Can't be helped, alright? Can't be helped. Even so, there was a lot to do, and I got a lot done. Got a lot of pictures in. Even met some people, too. There we go. You should pick up your crochet while listening. Well, you know what? That might be real fun. Honestly. Gosh. Oh my gosh. Discord, please. Ugh. But yeah, there was a lot to do. I every now and again I feel a little silly, just the way that I respond to people in the world, but I do my best to be kind and genuine, even when I feel a little strange. Which it's easy to feel strange when you're surrounded by new people in a new place. I think the biggest problem that I run into is that I don't really know the best way to engage with people when I don't really know what their plan is for an area or for a place. And I feel that way about the animal shelter every now and again. But I still make it through regardless. Okay, cute animals. Look at all the cuties. But even so, it was a lot of fun. And I wonder if we will get a little bit of just try hanging out here. I hope that we will. And this is animals. There we go. There we go. Okay. But today we do have some good news to go through. Today actually was pretty close to not happening just because I ate too much pie. Did you send out the alert yet? No, I did not. Here, I'll do that in a second. It's the pie. The pie is getting to me today. I had way too much pie. No, I got it, Playful. Don't worry. I've got it. It's all good. But thank you for reminding me. I'm grateful for that. It's only a few keystrokes away. It's okay. It's okay. It's no problem at all. I'm grateful that you had it on your mind, though. Yeah, I had too much pie, and then seasonal effectiveness hit me. So today I was kind of like, I'm not gonna stream. I'm just gonna lay in bed and feel bad. But then my better nature was like, no, Cass, come on, just go streaming. It's fine. You'll be fine. Not a big deal. And of course, when I'm actually here, it's not a big deal. Okay, so when I was at the animal shelter, I got poop all over my arm and my shoes because of the defecate of the animals that were hanging out there. And it does happen sometimes. But I'm not upset about it. It is totally understandable. They can't control, what they're doing when they're puppies, so I'm not mad. Of course, I would always prefer not to have that on me, but, I feel pretty faithful and forgiving when it comes to stuff like that. I will think about it because it was kind of a tough situation for me, considering like anybody else, I can have those moments of not feeling really 100%, and this is definitely like close to one of those moments, but I'm all right, really. We'll see what happens for sure. Oh, there's the other one. Okay, so here are the animal pictures that I have promised all of you kind folks. I will let you know. The funny thing about all this is oftentimes me and Playful will literally try to figure out what we're doing about like even up to 2 minutes before the actual stream on Sunday. I have to admit, it's sort of become more difficult as well to come up with ideas, which it can become difficult sometimes to not know what to do, but even so. Isn't it in my downloads? They were in my downloads. They shouldn't be in my downloads. We figure it out. We can pull it off. It's true. All right. I'll just do window share. That's fine. And then I will turn it way down. So here is Gwendolyn. It took me a long time to get a picture of her face. She was so like not wanting to have her picture shown. She was super shy and super like not wanting to be out of her cage, her kennel. And I had to go in there with her and sit with her for a little while before she would look at me. She has really gorgeous big blue eyes, though. I have to say, she's got like the biggest blue eyes I've ever seen on a cat before. She is a Russian ragdoll, and she was very friendly, but despite not wanting to go out of the cage. She was very friendly, very petty. I think the next one I have is of her. Yeah, she kept snuggling up into my hand. She's really adorable. And this was, I believe, Roscoe? I don't remember, but him and his brother were pulling on my shoelaces, and they nearly pulled them off of my shoes. If they had done that, I would never have seen them again. There's them, and me holding him while he's looking at me, even though I've got stuff on my arm. Yeah, I know. Big old brown eyes. There's his brother. Both of them were just playing together. And this one is named Katniss. Like Katniss Everdeen. Very, very big old eyes. But a very friendly, very charming cat. I was holding on to him for about... They are a feared breed. Honestly, they just had a lot of energy. They were fine though. Pit bulls are... and stuff like that. I'm not sure what they were, but it's totally fine. They were just energetic, and they didn't hurt me at all. Though one of them was nibbling on my thumb a little bit. He didn't hurt me. He was just trying to play, and they don't know their own strength. They don't know their own behaviors and maturities yet. Isn't it bizarre how Katniss has their irises on like the far side of the interior. German Shepherds, yeah. The far side of their interior of their eyes. Isn't that bizarre? Uneven eyes. I don't know how that works. It's very pretty though. I've actually never had a German Shepherd around me before, so it was an experience. They were very energetic though. And there's Katniss climbing around me, trying to get me to hang out with them. Where is... I know I got the booger in here somewhere. Where did that booger go? I might not have sent it to myself. 1 second. There's a tinier one called Snicker, who was, he clawed me at one point, but it's okay. It's totally alright. Well, today we are getting into the good news. So, here's some of the ones that I have for you. Starting with cabin's flexible design. As long as they didn't draw. No, they didn't draw. They didn't draw. It was all good. Cabin's flexible design can open to nature or enclose into a cozy space again. What's more, cozy cabin than being nestled in nature? Well, one architect wanted even more nature, so he designed a cabin with moving walls that can slide open. Cabin Anna, by architect Casper Schools, accomplishes what our zipped jackets do when the weather changes. The walls open wide on rails to allow in the sunshine and scenery. Delivered pre-assembled or as a flat pack, sliding away the wall on the Anna cabin. One can have a glass greenhouse for a chilly yet sunny day, or nothing between you and the nature which surrounds you. For nighttime or cold days, simply push all the components together again and you have a cozily insulated traditional cabin. There are two versions, Anna Stay and Anna Meet. The former comes with either an on-grid version with plenty of amenities, or an off-grid version with self-sustaining technologies, like a waste water treatment system, solar panels, and a fire heating water boiler. For the construction, only high-quality natural materials are used. The outside is made of sustainable Siberian larch wood. On the inside, birch plywood has been used for high quality and its light color. Most wood is left untreated and sawdust was used for the insulation. This is such a pretty looking thing. Honestly, it is so pretty looking. I'll show you guys. Like, it's just gorgeous. It's really, really gorgeous. It makes me happy looking at it, I have to be honest with you. Both versions come with a fully equipped kitchen, shower, bathroom, and room for 2 adults and 2 kids. Or 3 adults. A bathtub is fully integrated under the floor paneling. Schools tells Dezine that it was actually a garden house he designed and built for his mom that gave him the inspiration to make the Anna. She wanted a place she could paint, play with her kids, garden, and be outside. And so he made her a small structure with 2 exterior wall panels that moved and 2 interior ones. Anna Stay has 2 sliding shells instead of the 4 in the original garden house. Skulls told Dezine, but the 2 are longer and cover more area. Anna is a dynamic home in the shape of an open platform to live with rather than against the elements by playing with the configuration of the layers of the house. Just like the way you dress yourself to suit different weather conditions, occasions, and moods. If the designer's aesthetic let nature be your home resonates with customers, they can contact the company to discuss prices. So here's the video. It definitely has a great view. It has a lot of like traditional cabin vibes, but also it's very, I mean, clearly they've got it going on the inside. It's very modern yet also rustic. The plywood does give it kind of a attic of like an old house kind of vibe for me, but it's not always a bad thing. So one of those modular homes. I'm not sure that I'd like to live in a house like this. I do love the idea of changing it around to suit your desires and needs, but I have a fairly, and sometimes disturbing, relationship with being outdoors. So maybe this would help a little bit with that, but I find it incredibly difficult for me to be outside without feeling a sense of, oh, I get it. Without feeling a sense of dirtiness and unhygieness. I'm not sure how to say that word. So it can be very difficult for me to enjoy being outside. I think that's a problem with being inside for most of my life, is agoraphobia can develop. So here's our next good news story. Thrilled astronomers in Chile are first to photograph a moon-forming disk around an exoplanet. This is from November the 22nd. Using the ALMA Atacama Large Millimeter Sub-Millimeter Array, astronomers have unambiguously detected the presence of a disk around a planet outside our solar system for the first time. The observations will shed new light on how moons and planets form in young stellar systems. Our work presents a clear detection of a disk in which satellites could be forming, says Miriam Benesti, a researcher at the University of Grenoble, France, and at the University of Chile, who led the new research published today in the Astrophysical Journal Letters. Our ALMA observations were obtained at such exquisite resolution that we could clearly identify that the disk is associated with the planet, and we are able to constrain its size for the first time, she adds. The disk in question, called a circumplanetary disk, surrounds the exoplanet PDS-70C, one of two giant Jupiter-like planets orbiting a star nearly 400 light-years away. Astronomers had found hints of a moon-forming disk around this exoplanet before, but since they could not clearly tell the disk apart from its surrounding environment, they could not confirm its detection until now. In addition, with the help of ALMA, Benesti and her team found that the disk has about the same diameter as the distance from our Sun to the Earth, and enough mass to form up to 3 satellites the size of the Moon. But the results are not only key to finding out how moons arise. These new observations are also extremely important to prove theories of planet formation that could not be tested until now, says Shahin Bai, a researcher from the Earth and Planets Laboratory of the Carnegie Institution for Science. Planets form in dusty disks around young stars, carving out cavities as they gobble up material from the circumstellar disk to grow. In this process, a planet can acquire its own circumplanetary disk, which contributes to the growth of the planet by regulating the amount of material falling onto it. At the same time, the gas and dust in the circumplanetary disk can come together into progressively larger bodies through multiple collisions, ultimately leading to the birth of moons. But astronomers do not yet fully understand the details of these processes. In short, it is still unclear when, where, and how planets and moons form, explains Stefano Ficini, a research fellow involved in the research at the European Southern Observatory, which is an ALMA partner. More than 4,000 exoplanets have been found until now, but all of them were detected in mature systems. PDS-70b and PDS-70c which form a system reminiscent of the Jupiter-Saturn pair, are the only two exoplanets detected so far that are still in the process of being formed, explains Miriam Kepler, researcher at the Max Planck Institute for Astronomy in Germany. This system therefore offers a unique opportunity to observe and study the processes of planet and satellite formation, Facchini adds. Okay, it's good. PDS-70b and PDS-70c, the two planets making up the system, were first discovered using ESO's Very Large Telescope, VLT, in 2018 and 2019, respectively, and their unique nature means they have been observed with other telescopes and instruments many times since. The latest high-resolution ALMA observations have now allowed astronomers to gain further insight into the system, in addition to confirming the detection of the circumplanetary disk around PDS-70c and studying its size and mass. They found that PDS-70b does not show clear evidence of such a disk, indicating that it was starved of dust material from its birth environment by PDS-70c. An even deeper understanding of the planetary system will be achieved with ESO's extremely large telescope, currently under construction on Cerro Amazonas in the Chilean Atacama Desert. The ELT will be key for this research, since with its much higher resolution, we will be able to map the system in great detail, says co-author Richard Teague, a researcher at the Center for Astrophysics Partnership between Harvard and the Smithsonian. In particular, by using the ELT's mid-infrared ELT imager and spectrograph, the team will be able to look at the gas motions surrounding PDS-70c to get a full 3D picture of the system. So, microscopes and telescopes, looking at things that are larger and farther away and smaller and nearer. I think that's something interesting. I've never really been able to get a good grip on my interest in things like that. I've never been super interested in looking through telescopes myself, but I think if I was just a mobile, moving camera, basically, I think I would just hang out for a little while in places looking at the moon or looking at the rays of moonlight through trees or the sun bouncing off of a river. Stuff like that. But I'm actually pretty content just seeing things from my human perspective, right? Of course, I'm always interested in finding another thing to take a picture of, but I'm not upset that I don't get to see the glory and the awe of the cosmos. I mean, if I get to, then I'd be happy with that, but for the moment, I'm okay with just being where I am. So we're going to do this story right here and then see where we go after that. Vending machines are now giving machines, in where people can donate chickens, blankets, boots, or basketballs. Employing the common and easily understood method of the vending machine, these giving machines allow passerbys in American cities to make a charitable donation to a fellow citizen through local and global causes, catering to impulsive givers to indulge their altruistic impulses. They can use the vending machine to purchase anything from a single goat or 2 chickens to providing a household cleaning kit, polio vaccines, or even a day at Yankee Stadium for an orphan teen. When donors make their purchase via credit card, the giving machine dispenses a postcard featuring an image and description of their donation. Of the 10 cities with vending machines nationwide, one of them will be located at Rockefeller Center in New York City, just south of its famed Christmas tree. The machine will kick off on Tuesday, November the 30th, the day known as Giving Tuesday, with speeches from people at UNICEF, WaterAid, the UNHCR, CARE, the Mariana River Foundation, and other charities. The first giving machine ever installed opened in 2017 in Salt Lake City, Utah, where the sponsoring organization is headquartered. The Utah pilot program was impressive, yielding donations totaling more than $500,000. 1 year later, the response was even stronger, with more than $2.3 million donated through a total of 92,190 giving machine transactions. In 2019, the program expanded, and donations topped 6.2 million, with 2 locations outside the United States that year, in the Philippine capital and in London. After being halted in 2020, the giving machines are back in 10 different U.S. cities, with the sponsoring church covering all administrative costs for this campaign, so that 100% of each donation goes to each charity. In 2019, a total of 255,814 items were purchased from 10 giving machine locations around the world. The top 5 purchased items were 3 chickens, 100 polio vaccines, take-home meals for a child, 1 cheap, and a box of fresh produce. The annual #Light the World holiday initiative by the nonprofit Latter-day Saint Charities is an invitation to all to make the most of the Christmas season by giving, one person at a time, in homes, in communities, and around the globe. Certainly a lovely sentiment. So, here is another good news. Once biologically dead, London's River Thames rebounds with seahorses and seals. Once declared biologically dead, the Thames River flows as much with life as with water these days, and the first report on its health in 60 years is enough to make a Londoner cheer. Perhaps 115 species of fish live in the river, providing food for not 1, not 2, but 3 species of shark which swim above a river bottom where seahorses and eels can be found. The State of the Thames report highlights the gradual work in reduction of pressure. Oh, hello, Tech. I hope that you're doing well. We haven't gotten to speak in a while because you've been... I don't know if you've been on Second Life, but I haven't been in just a little bit. But I hope that you're doing real well, and I hope that you're having a good day. Highlights the gradual work and reduction of pressure on life in the river over the last 60 years, when pollution and sewage decimated it. Short and long-term phosphorus concentrations have fallen, while dissolved oxygen has increased. You pop in then and again, not as much as you used to. Hope I'm well too. Well, I'm doing pretty okay. Just taking some time to... Did I have something alarm off? Just taking some time to hang out and do our little stream today. Though I have had an awful bout of seasonal effectiveness today due to some pie that I ingested. But they say, if you just eat pie all day, it's going to be hard to get up and do your stream at 7:30 is the known saying, of course. But I'll get through it. This might be a shorter episode than usual, though. Pie, I know, apple pie. It contains very little actual nutrition, unfortunately, so it's just sort of empty calories that was going on most of today. This report has enabled us to really look at how far the Thames has come on its journey to recovery since it was declared biologically dead, and in some cases set baselines to build from in the future, said Zoological Society London Program Lead for Wetland Recovery, Alison Debney. ZSL has been working to restore the Thames as a tidal and estuarine ecosystem since 2003, and one of the best ways to look at the progress is how river's estuary is doing, especially in the populations of the system's top predators, gray and harbor seals. Oh, seals. These furry, fish-seeking mammals have increased in numbers, indicating growing fish stocks despite competition from topi, starry smoothhound, and spur dog sharks. Annual counts of both species of seal have taken place on the Thames estuary every year since 2013, except during 2020, and they've increased from 797 harbor seals to 932, and from 2,866 gray seals to over 3,000. As top predators, seals are a great indicator of ecological health, so they tell us how the Thames is doing, said conservational biologist Thea Cox to the BBC. People think the Thames is dead because it's brown, but the Thames is full of life. The water quality has improved so much. It's not just swimming things that are flourishing in the Thames, but flapping ones as well. Several areas of the Thames are protected as native and migratory bird sanctuaries, and as a result, the number of wading birds, for example, the avocet, has doubled across a period from 1993 to 2017. Additionally, the future is bright for the river, as while some measurements of life in the Thames are worsening, the report details a new super sewer that will divert 90% of all sewage from the waterway. The new sewer, which is due to be complete in 2025, is designed to capture more than 95% of the sewage spills that enter the river from London's Victorian sewer system, stated Liz Wood-Griffiths, head of Consents and Tideway. It will have a significant impact on the water quality, making it much healthier of an environment for wildlife to survive and flourish. A resilient future for both people and wildlife will depend on protecting remaining natural habitats, reconnecting and restoring habitats, and innovating new ways to maximize opportunity for wildlife in the urban environment, Debney concluded. Serene Fun Com. I think that's a bot, but if not, well, thank you. Glad to have you. So, let's do another one. Let's see how long this one is, though. That seemed like a bot name to me, is all I can tell you. But I might be wrong. This is a good one, though. This is a good story. A guy turns old tires into beautiful, cozy beds for 6,000 stray dogs and cats in Brazil. This is from the 22nd, so just a few days ago. Those are really cute, by the way. That's a good use for tires. Although common sense dictates it's best to let sleeping dogs lie, nowhere is it written that they can't do so without a touch of panache, and if the beds they lie in are a boost to the environment and give comfort to homeless pets, so much the better. That's just what Brazilian artist, environmentalist, and animal lover Amarildo Silva Filho was inspired to do after coming across a pile of used tires in his neighborhood a few years ago. Where some saw trash, Silva Filho saw an opportunity for upcycling treasure that wound up making a world of difference to stray cats and dogs. After collecting the tires and giving them a thorough cleaning, Silva Filho put his artistic vision to work, fashioning a personalized bed beds. Once the custom paint jobs were complete, with the addition of hand-sewn mattresses, the colorful, comfy cots were ready to be distributed to local shelters. Silva Filho's recycled masterpieces proved so popular, a niche market of eco-conscious pet owners sprang up as well. Those are really cool-looking beds. Like, they're not the biggest, but, I mean, I think most dogs would be really, really happy with that. Most cats, too. I mean, I'm not a cat nor a dog, and I'm pretty happy with them just looking at them. Yeah, see, look, that cat loves it. That cat's really into it. To meet the growing demand, he launched Camina's Pets, and has since gone on to handcraft more than 6,000 pet beds. To prepare each tire, he cleans them, cuts off the tops with a jigsaw, covers the hole at the bottom with plywood, and then sews his own cushions to make them cozy. He paints and stencils each one with bright colors. That's a lot of work. While retail sales have helped sustain his efforts, the majority of Silva Filho's creations have gone to animals in need. The only way to do a great job is to love what you do, he was quoted as saying by My Modern Met. Oh, look at those two. What, do you know what breed of dog that is? Playful. If you do, let me know. I'm curious about that. I just don't know dogs very well. From what Amarildo has accomplished so far, it's clear he loves what he does quite a lot. And that's great news for every one of the animals he's helped. It has quite a few tires. Oh, wow. I'm not sure what's happening here. It looks like some sort of intro. Oh my gosh, this is a long-winded intro, though. Just show us. Oh my gosh. Hey, look at him go. Wow, he really went into it. I bet, though, that, like, really, you can get really good at just about anything really quickly. I'm sure that he got into figuring out how to do these tires, right, like, pretty fast. Because once you figure something out, you can get into it real quick. Oh. Little pet beds. He's even doing the blanketing and the pillows and the cushioning himself, too. Wow, that's great. That takes a lot of different and unique skill sets. He has to do the painting, the embroidering, the stenciling, the the tailoring, and the designing for each of them. Oh, hey, he's doing a great job. I think this guy's doing a great job. Mimosa. It is fantastic, actually. I'm super into that. Oh, here's a good one. Though this may be the last one we do today, to be honest with you. Thousands of bees make it out alive after being buried by volcanic ash for 50 days. My gosh. For everything we hear about bees these days, it's hard to believe that they and their hives are capable of surviving a volcanic eruption. But rescuers uncovering beehives under ash from the September eruptions on La Palma and the Canary Islands recovered not one, not two, but 5 beehives, and all their buzzing residents after digging them up 50 days after being burned. Amazingly, the bees had survived by creating a propolis, a resinous material which they used to seal up the holes in their hive, protecting them from the choking ash. Safely inside, they kept themselves sustained by eating their winter honey stores, which the beekeepers had, conveniently for them, not collected. During spring, each of the hives could house 3,000 to 40,000 individual bees, providing a huge service for pollination on the islands. According to the Calgary Herald, some of the rescuers suffered a sting or two, but of course they didn't hold it against the bees. Hey, I would take a sting or two from a bee if I could help them out. One of the 6 hives buried didn't make it, which scientists suspect was determined by the proximity of the hive to the volcano. The closer the hive, the less harmful the ash that fell. Could either be Maltese or Shih Tzu. Okay. Propolis is a known antibiotic, which bees use to regularly disinfect the hive, especially after a visit by a bear, monkey, or other animal whose fur can contain parasites. Humans have consumed propolis for millennia, and it's sold today as a natural cold remedy and immune support supplement. Look at this. They're digging out the bees. Get those bad boys out of there. Get them out. We need those bees. Wow. So they survived under there for 50 days. You know that those grounds, if you plant something in that ash, it's gonna be it's gonna be super resilient and super fertile. We'll do one more story, see how that goes. Washington, D.C. sewage plant spins human feces into fertilizer gold. In Washington, D.C., a sophisticated sewer treatment plant is turning the capital's waste into a form of capital, living capital, that is fertilizing the gardens of farms of the mid-Atlantic region and saving vast quantities of resources. Described by the workers there as a resource recovery plant, water run in a biogas plant and high-quality fertilizer production in the course of their dirty duty to ensure the city's waste finds a safe endpoint. The nation's capital is exceptional at producing waste from 2.2 million people who live there. Reporting by Lena Seldovich reveals that rather than trucking it all to a landfill, DC Water extracts an awful lot of value from the capital stool by looking at it as a resource to send through the world's largest advanced wastewater treatment plant, which uses a thermal hydrolysis process in which it is sterilized, broken down, and shipped off for processing into loam, a nitrogen-rich, slow-release fertilizer product. While farms around the country are facing nutrient depletion in soils from over-farming, turning to synthetic fertilizers to make up the difference, introducing more such thermal hydrolysis plants could truly revolutionize the way humans look at their waste matter, as a way of restoring the country's soil rather than polluting them. As Mike Rowe said, it only takes a person who's willing to get their hands dirty. Well, I would say, for the evening, my hands are plenty dirty as far as making all this stuff. So this is a totally super short stream for this series, but I'm pretty tired today, so I'm going to just head out. I hope you guys don't mind, and I hope that everybody who watched has had a lovely time. And also, I hope that I'll be able to stream tomorrow. But either way, thank you guys so much for being here. I'm happy as always to do this for just a little while instead of not doing it at all. And as always, take it easy and have a lovely rest of your night. See you next time. Bye-bye.